Formula One is on the verge of its most radical transformation in history. A new era of wheel-to-wheel battles, heart-stopping crash footage, and raw driver skill taking center stage. The year 2026 is set to redefine everything we know about the pinnacle of motorsport. We're talking brand new engines, completely different aerodynamics, fresh racing rules, new terminology, and even new teams joining the grid. This isn't just a minor regulation update. It's a complete and total reset of what Formula One is, and it's going to be absolutely spectacular. So, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the biggest revolution the sport has ever seen. Let's get straight to the biggest headline, the one that will change the look of racing on Sundays. DRS is officially gone. For over a decade, the drag reduction system has been the go-to tool for overtaking, but in 2026, it's being replaced by something far more dynamic. Manual Overtake Mode. This new system allows a driver to manually deploy extra electrical power to close the gap to the car ahead. Think of it like a push-to-pass button, but one that's available on demand, giving drivers a strategic weapon to use whenever they see an opportunity. Unlike DRS, which was restricted to specific zones on the track, this new system puts the power directly back into the driver's hands. They'll have to decide the perfect moment to deploy that burst of speed, making battles on track far more strategic and unpredictable. It's a shift from an automated system to a pure driver-controlled tool, and it promises to make overtaking a genuine art form once again. But that's not the only aerodynamic wizardry coming our way. The 2026 cars will feature fully active aerodynamics. This is a game changer. Imagine a car that can literally change its shape on the fly. On the straights, the front and rear wings will flatten out to reduce drag, allowing for incredible top speeds. This is known as the Z. Then, as the car approaches a corner, the wings will automatically pivot back to a high downforce configuration, called X mode, generating maximum grip to carve through the turns. This constant adjustment, happening multiple times per lap, will make the cars incredibly efficient. It's the first time F1 has embraced full-car active aero, a concept that was banned decades ago. Its return marks a huge technological leap, creating cars that are not only faster but smarter, constantly optimizing themselves for every single meter of the racetrack. Now, let's talk about what's under the hood, because the 2026 power units are a true revolution. The headline figure is that the power output will be split 50-50ths between the internal combustion engine and the electric motor. The MGUK, the part of the hybrid system that recovers kinetic energy, will have its power almost tripled, delivering a massive 350 kilowatts of electrical power. That's nearly 470 horsepower from the battery alone. To balance this, the internal combustion engine, while still a 1.6-liter turbo V6, will have its output reduced. But the most significant change is the fuel. For the first time ever, Formula One cars will run on 100% advanced sustainable fuels. These F-fuels are created in a lab and are carbon neutral, meaning they don't add any new CO2 to the atmosphere. This commitment to sustainability is the main reason we're seeing a flood of new manufacturers like Ford, Audi, and Cadillac entering the sport, while Honda is making a full factory return. It's a greener, more powerful, and more relevant engine formula for the future. The cars themselves are also going on a serious diet. For years, fans and drivers have complained about how big and heavy modern F1 cars have become. Well, the FIA has been listening. The 2026 chassis is a complete redesign, focused on making the cars smaller, lighter, and more agile. The wheelbase, which is the distance between the front and rear wheels, will be reduced by 200 millimeters. The overall width of the car will be cut by 100 millimeters. The floor, a key component for generating downforce, will be narrowed by 150 millimeters. On top of all that, the minimum weight of the car is being reduced by 30 kilograms, which is a significant drop. Even the tires are shrinking, with the fronts becoming 25 millimeters narrower and the rears 30 millimeters narrower. This all adds up to a car that will be more nimble and responsive, better suited for wheel-to-wheel racing, and less prone to feeling like you're driving a boat. As some drivers have described the current generation, this new era doesn't just introduce fresh talent, it also brings some recognized drivers back to the grid, creating a lineup that blends hungry newcomers with returning veterans. For the first time in years, Formula One is set to expand to 11 teams, adding more variety and competition. The most high-profile new entry is Audi, which will be joining as a full works team after taking over the existing Sauber entry. This is a massive commitment from one of the world's biggest automotive giants, and they'll be building their own power unit in Germany. And then there's Cadillac, which is set to join forces with Andretti to become the grid's 11th team. Having these iconic American and German brands on the grid is a huge statement of intent for the sport's global expansion. This is the biggest manufacturer shakeup we've seen since the early 2000s, and it promises to create a new competitive landscape where old hierarchies could be completely overturned. To go along with all these technical changes, even the language of Formula One is being updated. The sport is introducing a new set of standard terms to make it easier for both new and existing fans to follow the action. As we mentioned, manual overtake mode will be the term for the new push-to-pass system. The complex and often confusing names for the various hybrid deployment modes are being simplified, making energy management easier to understand during commentary. The concept of active aero will become a core part of the racing vocabulary. As we watch the cars physically transform between their low drag and high downforce states, this move is all about accessibility. Formula One can be a complex sport, and by simplifying the language, the FIA hopes to break down barriers and make the spectacle more engaging and understandable for a global audience. Beyond the speed and spectacle, the 2026 regulations also introduce major upgrades in safety and sustainability. Safety is always the #1 priority in Formula One, and these new cars will be the safest yet. The survival cell, the monocoque that protects the driver, will be made even stronger. Crash structures are being improved with the new two-stage design to better absorb impact energy. The wheel tethers, which prevent wheels from flying off in an accident, are also being updated. Plus, there are new safety protocols for the massively powerful battery systems. On the sustainability front, running on 100% renewable fuels is the centerpiece. But the effort goes beyond just the fuel. The regulations are designed to promote greater efficiency across the board, making this the most environmentally advanced and responsible era in Formula One's long history. So, what does all of this mean for the racing itself? In one simple phrase, it puts the driver back at the center of Formula One. The goal of this massive reset is to create a formula where driver skill is the ultimate differentiator. With less reliance on aerodynamic downforce from the floor, the cars will be more challenging to drive on the limit. The introduction of manual overtake mode gives drivers a direct, tactical tool to influence the race, rewarding clever thinking and decisive action. The smaller, more agile cars will allow for closer racing and more daring overtakes in tight corners. And the complex energy management of the new power units will require drivers to be smarter than ever, balancing outright speed with long-term strategy. In short, this is a move away from an engineering-dominated formula to one that celebrates pure driving talent. 2026 isn't just another rule change. It's the dawn of a completely new era for Formula One. New cars, new engines, new teams, and a whole new philosophy of racing. The sport we know and love is about to be transformed, promising more action, more strategy, and more drama than ever before. Formula One will never be the same again, and I, for one, cannot wait to see it unfold. Are you ready for the 2026 revolution? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more F1 content.